Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today, this one's going to be doing a review for today, this one, we're going to be doing another discussion video for today, we're going to be talking about The Walking Dead, Daryl Dixon. I want to talk about Season 4 and my expectations for the villain of this season, and where do I think it's all going to go. Now, we're in the month of February now, it's been a good few months since the Daryl Dixon show ended with Season 3, we have one more season left of the show, which is going to be an 8-episode final season, but I did want to discuss where I think this is all going to go in the final season here, and in terms of the villain, in terms of, you know, what I can kind of expect, and in general, I think it's going to go for the main antagonist. Now, in terms of this season, now, of course, the way 3 ended, we obviously had the boat on fire, we had Feday, obviously, that made that whole thing go down. They did not kill Feday, and that's the biggest thing that I would point out on this, is Feday has not been killed. So, obviously, his mother wanted him to, you know, be in jail instead of be killed, but obviously it's going to be kind of difficult to honor that if everybody's pissed off because the boat got ruined. So, I don't know where that would pick up, but I'll tell you this. I think Feday is still going to be a problem starting off Season 4. Though, I think the writers are going to pull a fast one on us here. I think they're going to do a big twist. I think at the beginning of Season 4, we will see Feday murdered, killed. Whether it's Daryl and the others making a public execution out of the guy, or if it's, you know, some other new group of villains. But that is genuinely what I think is going to happen.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
I don't think Feday is going to be a villain. I don't think he's going to be the main villain of Season 4. I think he'll be a minor problem in the first episode. Maybe second episode at the most. But I think someone will take him out, and then we will get into the main thing here. Now, in terms of main villains, I mean, I've heard many things about this season, that there's a moment where Daryl's in a hospital gown, and he's got a black eye, and, you know, all this stuff, the side of his head's, you know, his head were, you know, shaved, of course, you know, we know that there is some conflict going on this season. Now, I would just bet at this point it's a new group. I doubt it has anything to do with remnants of the King of Spain. At least I would hope so.
Make it stop, Garfield! Make it stop!
I wish I could.
The King of Spain was not a very interesting villain. He was not. So hopefully we don't have anything else with them. Hopefully that was just Season 3. I would say this season, we're looking at new villains. And new villains completely that we absolutely know nothing about yet. I think we're just in for a new plot, which is interesting because we only got 8 episodes left, so it's gonna have to be like, you know, like to the point, you know. My thing is with this season is I think that they hopefully have enough episodes and time to do this. I would recommend every episode be like an hour, to be honest, which most of the time with Daryl Dixon, I notice the episodes are about that length. There's a lot more depth to a show like this than I noticed with Dead City. There's more screen time, you know, to have, and I think that Daryl Dixon will ultimately have probably 8 hours worth left of content. I do think that this show will, at least something close to that, because we have 8 episodes left, we have probably 8 hours of content left of the Daryl Dixon show. That's enough time to do a villain group as long as you get to the point quick enough. But I will say, I mean, this is also a show where they build up a villain group, and then you get to the final episode, and it's like, oh, they abruptly end because, you know, we can't, you know, do any other episodes, you know? So my guess here is that it'll be a new group of villains. I don't think Feday will be the main villain. I don't think Codron will be any kind of an antagonist either. I think he's a good guy now going forward. So my guess is just a whole new thing. Whether or not it's going to be like an impactful thing, it's hard to say. Obviously, wherever these people are, they obviously have, you know, high-tech equipment because Daryl's in a hospital gown, you know what I mean? And he looks to be in like a big location. So my guess here this season is that it's going to be like a big facility of some kind. I don't know specifically what it would be. Hell, maybe it's people that dealt with the King of Spain, you know what I mean? Maybe like victims or something, and then they meet up with Daryl and the others, and then, you know, they're antagonists. I don't frickin' know. But, you know, I think there's got to be 2 objectives with this season. Getting away from whoever these people are that we've been seeing, you know, advertised here and there. And then on top of that, getting home, which I'm praying that this season ends with Daryl and the others going home. I'm hoping that's, you know, what ends up happening. But at the same time, it's hard to say. We also have such little footage of this season. Like, we pretty much have nothing. All we know is that there's some kind of big facility Daryl's in. He gets a black eye. He shaves the side of his head, you know, at one point. And, you know, that's basically all we know. We have no other extra footage to kind of go on. So it is difficult to kind of predict, but that's where I genuinely am kind of at, is I think it'll just be a new thing. Yeah, I think it'll be a new thing, new villains completely. I don't think it'll have any ties to King of Spain or Feday or anything like that. I don't think that'll be happening. As a matter of fact, I think Feday will die early this season. I think Codron will be a good guy throughout the season. And I think that, you know, this new antagonist group will probably just be, you know, this season, and that'll be that. I don't think they'll survive past this season and go into another spinoff. I think it's just going to be a standalone thing. But I have a gut feeling that whoever the antagonists are of Season 4, Daryl Dixon, they're probably going to kill a lot of characters, including characters that they probably shouldn't kill off. They're probably going to kill Antonio. They're probably going to kill, you know, all the other characters, honestly, besides Daryl and Carol. It would not shock me at all, because that is kind of the way that they tell the story for Daryl Dixon, is like, they go to a place, they lose most of the characters, and then they skedaddle, you know what I mean? That's usually what the Daryl Dixon show does, and that's what I've come to expect from it at this point. So that's my overall kind of predictions for villains. Yeah, just new villains, big facility, and yeah, I think that's overall kind of where it'll go. Hopefully we get footage soon so that I'm able to kind of describe this a little bit better and kind of go into a little bit more theories. I think we'll probably get footage here coming up soon, I would expect at least, because Walking Dead doesn't usually miss February. They usually always, you know, hover back around in February, so I'm expecting something at some point this month. So that's my thoughts on all that stuff. Let me know where you guys stand on all this, and of course, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe button so you don't miss any of the videos. Sure, follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys, and of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies need a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.